Hi, welcome to Comic Kitty. Today we're going to be going over Eberron, Rising of the Last War. We're going to be speaking about the dragon marks. We're going to go ahead and go over the dragon marks, the houses, and the power of these houses. So, in Eberron, there are these things called dragon marks. So, what is a dragon mark, and what do they do? Well, for instance, a dragon mark amplifies the character's power and helps find clues that others might not see, such as poison or diseases. Other abilities include the power to study the energies of magic. So, it's kind of a birthright. And what I mean by that is that in order to have a dragon mark, you have to have the bloodline for it. A dragon mark, like I was saying, amplifies the adventurer's power, and there are certain dragon marks that are only for certain races. You need to keep that in mind. For instance, the mark of detection, what we're going over today, is typically carried by half-elves. And they're actually half-elves that belong to a specific house, Madani. Madani is think of kind of like a mobster kind of like household. So I'm gonna butcher the words, and the way I say them or the way I think of this house is like in Italian. So the Madani house, or the house de Madani, is the house of the detection magic, or the mark of detection. So, House Madani is located in Breland. It's a country that is within Kovir, which is the continent. And specifically, the House de Madani is in Worth. And you can find Worth by looking for the forest called the Bear's Woods. It's easier to find than looking for the city. You'll find this little forest just on the southern part of the map. If you were to find Sean, you just need to go a little bit north. The lightning rail actually takes you to Worth. Side note about Worth, if you were placing the game, your campaign there, keep in mind the city did not physically take damage, or for that matter, economic damage or any damage from the last war, because it was too far south of all the chaos. So the main base of operations for the House de Madani is the Tower of Inquisition, run by Baron Trilib de Madani. The symbol for the house is a basilisk eye, and you will typically find that symbol as the mark of detection. So somebody will probably have the mark of detection on their hand, maybe their forehead, neck, shoulder. It doesn't matter. There could be numerous places that your mark could pop out from. It's kind of like a tattoo in that matter, but you don't get to choose the location. It just pops out. So members of this house can be used to help out with local law enforcement. You could play these characters to help solve crimes, interrogate criminals, investigate certain situations. If your character is a half-elf with the dragon mark of detection, you're going to need to adjust your ability scores. You need to remember your wisdom ability score goes up by 2, and then you get to choose an ability score that you want to go up by 1 point. Your wisdom score is going to go up by 2, and you get to choose another score of whatever you want to go up by 1. Another perk is you can roll a d4 when you make a check on intelligence or wisdom. So intelligence, you would make an investigation check, and wisdom, you'd probably make an insight check. On top of that, the d4 that you roll, that adds on to your d20 that you roll to check if you can actually do it or not. The other few cool things that come with the Mark of Detection is magic detection and spell of the mark. The skill magic detection is a spell that basically helps you find poison or diseases, and at level 3 you can actually go invisible or use the invisible spell, which that's pretty cool and might come in handy. These spells only work one at a time, so to speak, and once per game. So, in order to get these spells back, or the spell back, which allows you to use 3 different versions of it, you have to take a long rest. The other thing would actually be the spells of mark, and these have a precondition before you can obtain them. Your character has to either have spell casting or pact magic. They have to have this class feature in order to get the spells of mark, or also known as Mark of Detection spells. On page 40 of Eberron Rising from the Last War, you can actually see the little table at the bottom. I'll bring it up right now. And these will go over the Mark of Detection spells. So, page 40, like I said. Put my bookmarker back in. Well, that's all for the Mark of Detection spells. Thank you for tuning in to Comic Kitty, and I'll see you in the next video.